morning, running on one sleep cycle tonight. This should be fun. But absolutely, we're going to dive in. The Good News Girls are with us here today as well. So let's get rocking and rolling today on GM3X.
Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to eight, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rock.
Good morning. Sorry, Jeff. There's a little bit of a delay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? I'm trying not to be too incredibly loud. I'm coming to you from a hotel right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is 2:30 in the morning over on this side of town. And today is Wednesday, August 30th, 31st, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Today is also CMA Day. That's Carter Myers Automotive Group, the most amazing automotive group in the country. If you are ever thinking about joining a company where you get to be an owner, you need to be a part of CMA, Carter Myers Automotive Group. My boy Scott Simons is on the stage with us here today. He's a part of that amazing group, as well as Liza Myers Borchis, and they're just absolutely incredible. It's always an honor to be able to spend my Wednesdays with Carter Myers Automotive Group. Currently, it is 93 degrees outside right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is hot, and today's show is going to be the same. I have been here since yesterday, I guess. I've been here, I got in Monday, 2 days ago. I have been here for the last 2 days hanging out with John Paul Guidry and also hanging out with a guy named Grant Cardone. Now, if you don't know Grant Cardone, he's an amazing superhuman, and we are here for the Grant Cardone Summit. We've been learning everything about real estate. Now, yesterday was incredible. All right, it was absolutely incredible. We started with the show right here, which I believe we had an amazing conversation yesterday and an incredible show. Then I left here and I went to work out here at the hotel. Now, when I went to work out, Grant Cardone happened to be in the gym, right? He was working out. I said what's up to him real quick, and then I headed over to the Peloton machine to get my workout in. Now, while I was on the Peloton, Grant Cardone came over. Him and I had a conversation, and then all of a sudden, the dude kidnapped me. Like, for real, Jeff, unmute so they can hear me being kidnapped by the one and only Grant Cardone. It was absolutely crazy.
That one time I was working out and I got kidnapped by these random two white guys.
Are you serious?
These two white guys just kidnapped me this morning. This guy Grant Cardone, this guy Brandon Dawson kidnapped me, threw me in a Rolls Royce.
Kidnapped only to find out he didn't have nothing.
It's been an incredible morning, I'll tell you that. Let's go.
This is a no man's land between the two garages. So from here, this way is all yours.
You mean air conditioner?
I think it's venting.
Yeah, so it was absolutely crazy. Right here, I am working out 1 minute. The next minute, I'm with Grant Cardone, Brandon Dawson, and we are at this 169,000 square foot office space that Grant Cardone is thinking about buying. Right. So here I am around these guys. Grant Cardone's a billionaire. Brandon Dawson's worth hundreds of millions. And I'm sitting in the back seat of the Rolls and then at this facility, and I'm just listening to how these guys talk. Right. And I'm telling you, it will blow your mind. The price of this building was $60 million, right? A massive, awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. My bad, Jeff. I didn't realize I was muted. So, yes, so those guys kidnapped me, and I'm telling you, it was absolutely the craziest thing ever, right? Here I am working out. Next thing you know, I'm with this billionaire and a guy worth hundreds of millions, and we're looking at a building worth $60 million. And just listening to them talk was crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy, right? Imagine big, huge office building downtown Scottsdale, Arizona. We're there about 10 minutes. We look at the bottom floor, we look at the lobby, we go up to the third floor, take a quick look at that, and Grant immediately says, let's put in an offer. Let's just buy it. A $60 million decision made in 10 minutes, right? Crazy. And so my first lesson that I want to share with you today, my very first lesson from the Grant Cardone Real Estate Summit is that you and I, we tend to overcomplicate things. We have got to start to simplify our decisions. How many of you could make a $60 million decision in 10 minutes, right? And I've watched this guy do this all the time. He just makes the decision. If it makes sense, he moves on it. You and I, we have doubt, we have fear, we have anxiety, we need to know the details. What about the roof? What about show me this room, show me that room? We didn't even look at every office in the space. We looked at the lobby, we looked at the main floor, and we looked at the third floor. And the guy puts in a $60 million offer. It was crazy, right? Crazy. And it just made me think. I'm like, dude, if it was me, I would have asked a whole lot of questions that don't matter. Right? Like, I don't know about you, but I would have asked a whole lot of questions that don't matter. And I would have talked myself out of that deal. If I even had the 60 million, which I don't, right? But if I even had the 60 million, I would have found a way to talk myself out of that deal. And so the first lesson that I'm going to share with you today, and we've got all kinds of lessons today, but the first lesson that I want to share with you today from the Grant Cardone Real Estate Summit is, dude, we got to simplify these deals. We cannot let fear, anxiety, or the details keep us from moving forward. Yesterday morning was powerful, made a massive impact in my life. And I hope that you too, as you go out there, you'll start making faster decisions. Speed is the goal. Now, that's just one of the many lessons I'm going to share with you today on GM3X. Before we go too far, though, you know what we got to do on this show? We got to do some dancing. Hopefully, my boy Jeff can get some music going over on the clubhouse side. If not, that's okay. This is the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you, and you're going to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way you start your day, it'll make a massive impact in your life. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way you start your day is to hit that share button. How we doing, Jeff? I hear it, Jeff. I hear it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That delay is tough. I'm going to wait for it. I don't want to mess you guys up over on Clubhouse. All right, cool. It sounds like we got the music. Well, Jeff, I don't know if you can do that. You probably can't do the music because I'm going to talk over it, and you're going to get that delay, and you're going to hear it twice over. Actually, I know what I can do. Boom. I can just go like that. I'll mute myself on Clubhouse, and you're good to go, Jeff. All right, check it out. This is also the part of the show where I need you to get in motion. All right, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So listen, if you're laying in bed, it's time for you to get up. I'm up on 2 hours and 10 minutes of sleep. I'm up, so if I'm up, you better be up. That's the way that works. Fair enough? All right, you got to get up and you got to get rocking and rolling. If you're working out, maybe you're running right now. I need you to run a little bit harder, all right? Maybe you're lifting weights. If you're lifting weights, it's time for you to pick up a couple extra pounds. That's what time it is right now. We're going to get rocking and rolling. Object in motion tends to stay in motion. Wes Storm, I see you this morning. Thanks for being here with us today. Good morning, Mr. Wes Storm. I also see Miranda Deal. Good morning. I see Antonio Barbosa. Antonio, thanks for being here, and thanks for the stars, man. I really appreciate that. Melvin Rodriguez is in the building today. Gloria Bond, Robin Wilshans. I also see that Anthony is here with us this morning. William is in the building. Annette and Felicia. We got Renee in here today. My boy Brian is up in here. What's up, Brian? Great to see you. Nisa and Lady Jules. I see Selena and Jackie are in the building as well. I'm seeing all kinds of people. I'm not getting all the comments on Facebook, but Tom Popelka is in the building. Nathaniel Banks is up in here. Babs Alexander, Megan DiMartino, who just crushed it this morning. Anna, it's so great to see you, Anna. You are an amazing superhuman, just an incredible spirit. I'm so glad you're here this morning. I also see the wisdom guy is up in the building today. Great to see you. Mighty Mel is up in here, and we're packed over on the clubhouse side. I love it. Also on Facebook, I see Kim Fair. I see Rodney Hatfield. Don Sankey's in the building. Amy Myers. Vicki Everett, thanks for being with me here today. I absolutely appreciate you. Wes Storm is in the building. Gail Beecraft is up in here. I see Keller is in the building. Clarissa and Tina and MZ Kira. Coco's up in here. Karen and Patricia. Ricardo's in the building. Malcolm and Pamela. We are packed today, dude. Stacy Lilliston just popped in. Hi, Stacy. Listen, if you haven't shared this out yet today, I need you to do it right now. Hit that share button over on Facebook. Hit the share button on YouTube. Hit the share button on Clubhouse. Let's get this out. If we can help people change the way they start their day, it'll make a massive impact in their life. Listen, this show right here, we've been doing motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, thought-provoking conversations. We've been doing this for like 4 years now, right? Since January of 2018. I wouldn't have been able to do this if it wasn't for my dealers in the automotive space, the absolutely amazing humans that I get to work with day in and day out. So listen, shout out, appreciation for my dealers and the automotive industry. And if you are in the automotive industry, you're an owner or general manager of a car dealership, I have an amazing event that's coming up in October, and I would absolutely love to have you there. My boy Brian Benstock's in here this morning. What's up, Benstock? Great to see you, sir. We are rocking GM3X. I'm super glad you're here, talking about some of the lessons I've learned from Grant. I've been with Grant Cardone all week out here in Scottsdale. Glad you're here, Brian. Thanks for tuning in. Let's rock.
Automotive dealer owners and GMs only, exclusively on October 26th, the Technology Matters Summit presented by 800% Elite Automotive Club. We are holding this event at one of the premier dealerships in the United States of America. We will be at Beaver Toyota in Cummins, Georgia. That's right, Beaver Toyota, led by Patrick Abad. I know you've heard of the place. They've had a massive increase in sales over the last 3 years. And we're going to have our event right there on site. So you can check out the store. You can check out all the features. You can check out what some are calling the Disneyland of dealerships as we learn that technology matters from Dan Moore, Aaron Cheeks, Brian Kramer, and so many more. Grab your ticket now. We'll see you there. October 26th, Cummins, Georgia. Don't miss it.
Good morning, ladies. This
morning.
This is Jessica with Good News Girls, and I've got special guests here, the Twain sisters.
Hi, I'm Vicki. And I'm Gail.
So what do you ladies have for me today? What is all this cool stuff?
Well, so we recently did this video. We saw these shirts and we bought them and we wore them online doing a video. It says some of y'all's cornbread ain't done in the middle.
How cute.
You know, you're thinking of some people right now.
I am.
And that just kind of got us thinking about some little twangisms that we use all the time. And I know one I use a lot. Somebody will say, "How you doing, Vicki?" I'm like, hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. So we just made a little tea towel, hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. And it's hashtag it's a twang thing.
That's so cute.
And we're in the process of, we're going to be getting some boxes out with these in them. So keep that in mind if you have somebody that would love some of this Southern humor, some of our twangisms. And another thing we did is, like, when we cook something, like I'm all the time, if it tastes so good, it's so good it makes you want to slap your mama. So I didn't realize there's a seasoning out, Cajun seasoning with this. So John Paul, go grab you a can.
Jessica, did you grow up with any Southernisms or twangisms?
I did. My family grew up saying, "So good it would make your tongue slap your brain," or something like that.
That's good.
meant it was good, or something about slap your mom. Something about slap your mama too. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was mainly it's so good it make your tongue slap your brain.
Well, you know, when you live in the South, we got a few things we say and do a little different. It takes a little longer to get the words out, but
draw.
That's the truth.
You know, and that's kind of how we formed our business. We didn't know each other. We met at the first Rise and Grind event. And we went to the Hustle and Grind Con, which I won tickets for. Gail went, we all went, had a great time, but people were talking about our accent. We're like, We don't have an accent. Y'all do. This is a twang. Been twang sisters ever since.
We have been.
Something we kind of got made fun of for, and now it's a business.
I love it. Well, thank you ladies for coming in today, for bringing these cool things, telling us about some twang stuff, and I appreciate it.
It's a twang.
It's a fine thing.
What I like about real estate is I don't need to believe that it's there. I get to see that it's there. I don't need to believe that 95% is occupied. I can take the 100 units and somebody's going to show me 95 leases. I don't need to believe there's a pool. I can see the pool. You understand? Now, with Wall Street, bond market, checking account, savings account, 401ks, IRAs, I got to believe. This is one of the biggest companies in the world. 3 trillion they're sitting at, and they pay 0.05%. Half of 1%. So when you look at that, and it's a piece of paper, by the way, and that 0.5% is fully taxed to you. Fully taxed, which means if you're in a 50% tax bracket, that's 0.025. That's a quarter of 1%. It will take you 4 years to earn 1% on your money. It would take you 8 years to earn 2%. You get the math here? You got a problem if it's just a dividend you're trying to get. But of course, it's not just a dividend. You're trying to make money on this stock. In the case of the real estate, okay, let's say I put $1 million in Apple stock or $1 million in Bitcoin, whatever the case is. The target's $1 million. I had my last $1 million and I threw it in a deal. It's $1 million, it's 100 grand, it's 10,000. Pick whatever number you want. And I'm looking for a double. This has to go from 174 to 348 to hit a double. How many believe it'll do it at some point? Probably will. Now Bitcoin's at 50, what is it at? 47,000. So for me to double my money there, it's got to go to 94,000. Never been there ever. Probably will go there one day. If both of these get there within a year, I got to pay 50% taxes on that exchange. Everybody agree with that? Somewhere around 50%, 47 something. Okay. If you're in California, it's 63. I could take $1 million, me and a couple buddies. We could buy a $4 million piece of real estate. I'm already at an advantage over Apple and Bitcoin. Why? What's my advantage over those two? 1 million is supported by $4 million worth of assets, okay, that produce cash flow. Even if this thing goes down from 3 million to 3.2, 4 million down to 3.5 million, even if it was less valuable next week, I wouldn't sell it, by the way. Only got $1 million invested in it, okay? I still get cash flow from that asset. You understand this asset can go down in value and the cash flow could actually go up. Okay, in 2010, assets didn't trade. They didn't trade at all. We talked about this in our VIP lunch yesterday. In 2008, 9, and 10, even 11, the assets would not move, but the cash flow kept getting better. So this $1 million buys $4 million. What do I need to sell this asset for, in order to double my money? That's all I got to do. This has got to be sold for $5 million. If this sells for only $1 million more than I bought it for, I only need it to go up 25%, okay? These two assets over here have to go up 100% for me to make the money I want to make. To get a double, I got to get 100%. To get a double in a real estate deal, I only need that real estate to go up 25%.
So how about that this morning? How about those numbers? Are you just as confused as I am? Listen, yesterday I learned about something called NOI, right? I learned about NOI. I also learned yesterday about IO. I learned about that yesterday. I also learned about P and I. I learned about that yesterday. I also learned about cap rate. I learned about that yesterday. And I also learned about opportunity zones. I learned about those yesterday. I learned about loan assumptions, right? I learned about those yesterday. I learned about cost segregation. Learned about that yesterday. I also learned about DCR and DCSR. Learned about all that. I also learned how to acquire debt, right? I learned about that. I learned a list of mortgage brokers that'll do these big, massive, crazy deals, right? I learned about that yesterday. I also learned about property assessments yesterday. I learned all of it yesterday, right? Like all this stuff. I learned every single bit of it at Grant Cardone's Real Estate Summit. Learned it all, took all the notes, spent all day, learned all of it. But mostly the biggest thing that I learned yesterday, and I'm going to share this with all of you, the biggest thing that I learned yesterday is that doing what they do is not for me. That's what I learned. It is not for me. Like it works and it makes sense and it's how you build wealth, right? But this game that they're talking about, the game that they're talking about here, like this game requires a full-time commitment and full-time dedication to learning. Seriously, like it requires full-time commitment and dedication. It requires research. It requires thorough understanding. Like it's a tremendous opportunity. Don't get me wrong. But with that said, in this season in my life, it doesn't necessarily align with where I'm trying to go with my company and with my family. There's four words that I look at all of the time, right? When it comes to making decisions on whether or not I'm going to move forward. Those four words are rise, evolve, impact together, right? We rise every single day with intention and purpose so that we can evolve into the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Ultimately, so that we can go out and make an impact, a positive impact in other people's lives. And we get to do it together, right? That's what Breakfast with Champions is. Rise, evolve, impact together. That's what Rise and Grind was. Rise, evolve, impact together. GM3X is Rise, evolve, impact together. 800% Club is Rise, evolve, impact together. And so yesterday, after learning all these different things and understanding the investment that would need to be made, time-wise, energy-wise, education-wise, all of those things, I was like, you know what? This path does not align with where I'm at in my life right now. This opportunity is not for me to focus on and learn right now. Now, however, with that said, here's what I need you to understand. With that said, I can still play the game. Like, even though I don't have the time to learn it, I don't have the time to do all the research, I don't have the time to be property manager, I don't have the time to do all of these things, that doesn't mean I can't play the game. And this is what I want you to get and understand. Just because you don't have the time to get involved in what you know ultimately will benefit you in the long run doesn't mean you shouldn't get involved. You see, I can invest. I can choose to invest surplus cash that's coming from my company. I can choose to invest that with those who do know the game, those who have done the research, those who have studied, those that are the experts, right? See, it's okay every once in a while in your life. It's okay to say, you know what? I like the upside, but I'm not willing to go through what it takes to ultimately be an expert. It's totally okay. Like I remember we had a young lady on this show. She's an ultra marathoner. And one of the things that she said that I'll never forget is she said when she gets ready to do a race, right? She's about to go into a race. She maps out the race. She maps out the mileage. She maps out all of it, right? And then she looks and she asks herself a question. Am I willing to do what it takes to be a champion in this race, right? Because in order to be a champion, in order to be successful, in order to reach those super high levels, like you have to become an expert. It's going to take work, it's going to take grit, it's going to take sacrifice, it's going to take all of those things. So she said, when you set a goal, ask yourself if you're willing to do what it takes. And if the answer is no, then maybe just quite possibly that opportunity or that race or that goal is not exactly for you right now in this season. You see, listen, there are opportunities everywhere, right? There are opportunities in multifamily housing. That's what I've learned about the last 2 days. Huge opportunity in that. There are opportunities in coaching and courses. David Meltzer, Ryan Stewman, like these guys are killing it in the coaching world. My company is built around coaching as well. There's opportunities there. There's opportunities maybe in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. I don't know. You could take a look into some of those things. It's pretty risky though. There's opportunities in paid marketing, right? Running ads to push your business. There's opportunities there. There's opportunity in stocks, certain stocks. You know, Grant Cardone will tell you don't put any money in the stock market. A lot of people have built massive wealth over in the stock market. There's opportunity there. There's opportunity in single family homes. There's opportunity in entrepreneurship, et cetera, et cetera. But just because there's opportunity doesn't necessarily mean that it's for you. So you have to get clear on where you're going in your life. You see, you have to understand your time is not infinite. It's not. It's going to come to an end. And you simply cannot do all the things. You can't do everything. However, with an amazing network, you can take advantage of all of it. You see, yesterday I learned that my path, like yours, is incredibly unique. That's what I learned. My path is unique. My journey to success is unique. It's completely unique. And I was born an original, and I don't intend to die a copy. But here's the thing. I would not have discovered that I don't want to lean 800% into this. I would not have discovered it had I not come out here, right? You might be thinking, well, that's a waste of time. You flew, you invested money, you stayed in a hotel, you're away from your family. Dude, I would not have known that this opportunity is not the path I want to really deeply dive into unless I came out here. You see, another thing I learned at this event and being around Grant and all these other amazing people, I learned that you have to be curious. You see, curiosity is the key to success. Go ahead and write that down. If you're taking notes, if you're on your phone, if you can text yourself, whatever, right? Because I know you're looking for answers. I know you are. I know you're looking for answers. I know you're signing up for courses. I know that you're reading different books. I know that you're waking up early. I know that you're doing simple routine or disciplined routines. I know that you're doing all of those things. I know you are. And I also know that many of you are frustrated because you haven't reached those levels that you want to reach. And so today, what I want to share with you, on top of the other things that we've learned, but I ultimately want to share with you, right? Curiosity is the key to success. Asking questions are ultimately going to help you clear the path. Dude, it's crowded out there. There's so many different things that you could do. And so many different people out there in today's day and age that are telling you go left, go right, go up, go down, go all these different directions. And so I'm telling you, dude, curiosity is the key. Like it's 2022. There are distractions everywhere around you. If you want to win, you must get annoyingly curious. Write that down. Annoyingly curious. Maxime Lagasse said this about curiosity. Curiosity and questions will get you further than confidence and answers. Albert Einstein said this, the most important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So listen, here's what I know about you and I, or at least here's what I believe. I believe that you and I are and I say what I believe because I'm not trying to force my beliefs on anybody else. But here's what I believe. I believe that you and I are children of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God was incredibly curious, right? He was incredibly curious. Prior to the creation of Earth and the animals and us and the oceans and all of those things, right? He was like, I wonder what it would be like, right? God walks through us through walks with us through all of our journeys. Like God is incredibly curious, right? That's why he gave us the power of choice because he wants us to choose left, right, up, down, right? He's attracted to the curiosity of our nature. And that's what's in you, and that's what's in me. But somehow we've allowed society, our parents, our experiences, our life to squander and squash that curiosity. So listen, I just want to challenge you. Test everything. Invest in new experiences. Explore this incredible planet and the people that are in it. And always, always, always be curious. Your curiosity is ultimately going to guide you towards your purpose. You're going to find your purpose through the no's more than you're going to find it through the yeses. Ask lots of questions. Put yourself in the same rooms. Go to work out one morning and do what Grant said. Grant said, hang around the basket, right? If you hang around the basket long enough, you're going to get a rebound. Yesterday, I was hanging around the basket. I just happened to be in the weight room at the same time as my boy Grant. Next thing you know, I'm in the Rolls Royce, I'm kidnapped, and I'm looking at $60 million buildings that are blowing my mind. But most importantly, I'm learning that, hey, Glenn, this is not necessarily the path for you right now. We can still invest the dollars, but let's not invest the time. Your time is your most valuable asset. So listen, I love you. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. So together, let's be curious. Let's ask questions. And let's remember that our path is unique. You were born an original. Don't die a copy. Just because the opportunity exists doesn't mean that opportunity's for you. All right, listen, we're going to go talk some more over on Clubhouse this morning. If you're watching live, we're going to head over there and have a conversation. If you're watching on replay, we have Breakfast with Champions on Clubhouse all the way until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Time, bringing you motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. So join me over there if you're live now, or hop in later if you're watching on replay. We'd love to share the morning with you. And most importantly, come back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do this all over again. GM3X. It's time to rise and grind. Let's go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind.